Let's try this again. So I already filmed the whole tutorial on this look, minus the glitter. I just threw that on because I was bored. And somehow I lost all the footage, and I don't know how it happened. I don't know. And then I decided to just give you some reviews instead, because I've been a professional makeup artist for nearly 11 years. I've worked on thousands and thousands of faces in Denmark, Norway, Portugal, and the States, and I have pretty in-depth knowledge of what works and on who and what kind of skin tones and what to go for and what to avoid, depending on your skin tone, age, and needs and whatnot. So I thought, let's just do some reviews, and I'll do a tutorial another day. So we're gonna try to do 3 reviews in 15 minutes, and I'm gonna try not to get off track, okay? A full list of everything I'm wearing will be down in the description box, and if you're wondering what's on my lips, I love it. It's from MAC's new launch. It's called, like, just sidetrack, it's called the Grand Illusion Liquid Lip Color, and this is in the color Gilded Age. I so totally love it. I'm gonna get a backup. We're gonna do a review on 2 Makeup Revolution palettes in collaboration with Soph. Soph does nails on Instagram. I don't know if you follow her. If you don't, you should. So she did a collaboration with Makeup Revolution, and actually it's not that long ago, but it's not super recent. I just happened to notice. So we're going to do 2 Makeup Revolution reviews, and we're going to do 1 W7 review. Now, this palette was the palette that I used to create the look that I'm wearing now, minus the glitter. The glitter is just like this, also W7 glitter in, it was so cheap. It was like $2 or 20 krona. And it's like a total dupe for Urban Decay's silver glitter. I don't remember what it's called, but the Midnight Cowboy one is the gold. I have that, and I paid like 10 times what I could have paid for this guy, so I'm not doing that again. Anyways, this palette is like an exact dupe of the Anastasia Subculture palette, and some of you have probably already heard of it. I just happened to stroll into Normal, or Normal. It's a Danish store, I think. It's a Danish store where they have like a mix of brand name and drugstore and like dupe. Like, it's kind of like the black market for makeup, I feel like, because, you know, people aren't stupid. Everyone's trying to make money, and when a brand sees someone making a lot of money on just a specific color scheme, why shouldn't they copy them? And if they can copy them better than the brand that released the initial palette, I commend them. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because everyone, if you're on a budget, if you're not on a budget, like, everyone deserves good makeup. That's what I think. And this is the W7 On The Rocks palette. Pretty much an exact dupe of the Anastasia Subculture palette. Now, I used this palette today when I was getting ready. Or when I was filming a tutorial, and it's my day off, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm just like about to take a shower looking like this. But this is a really, really impressive palette, I have to say. Like, I swatched it and I liked it, but then I went on Makeup Alley and I just read or not Makeup Alley. I just Googled some reviews just to see if people liked it, because I hate wasting money. And it got really good reviews, so I was like, what the hell? It was $5 or 5 pounds or 55 krona, more like $8 if you're in the States. But anyways, it's super cheap for 14 eyeshadows. 12 are matte and 2 are shimmery. So the only 2 shimmers there is in this palette is Espresso Martini and Champagne Toast. It's these 2 here. This palette here gets an A-, and it gets an A-. It gets a minus only because it is powdery. It has a bit of kickback, but no more. If you know Becca's eyeshadow palettes, they have hella kickback. They are really dusty. They're great eyeshadows. They stay put, as does these. I have had them on all day, no problems. But they are powdery, so just make sure to kick off or tap off the excess and you'll be fine. And for $5, man, you can't go wrong. A-. Great job. Great job. Next, we'll move on to my current favorite eyeshadow palette. I've been using it basically every day except today. Since I got it, I got it like 2 weeks ago. So the palette itself looks like this. You get like a little sheet with all the names on it, which I think is really cute. I love names, always get me. And then you get these beautiful warm shades. You get 24 eyeshadows. 10 shimmers and 14, is that right? Yeah, 10 shimmers and, wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 shimmers and 14 matte shades. All of them are great quality. Not a lot, they have a little bit of kickback, but they're really pigmented, and I mean, just tap off your brush and you'll be good. The only thing I will say, and this is not a negative, this is just something to tell you. Okay, so all of these, there's a bunch of like bronzy, reddish, coppery, shimmery shades, green, purple, whatever. These two shades called Fairy Lights and Pink Champagne, these are sheer shades, meaning, which I think is great because if, let's say you do a bronze, all like something matte in your crease and a bronze all over your lid and you feel like you went too dark with it, all you do is take a bit of these sheer shimmery shades and layer on top. Because they're sheer, they can layer, so they can tone down any other shimmery shade that you feel like is too dark for what you were going for. So I think they're beautiful. I've used them on my cheeks as highlighters, works great. I've used them by themselves. If you want them to be more opaque, all you do is just take a dense brush and spray it with a bit of setting spray, Fix Plus, whatever you got, and they will be more opaque and more shimmery. But all in all, wonderful palette. Even this shade that's called Pug, you could totally use it for contouring. Actually, let's just try that. I'll just dip a bit into Pug, this taupey brown shade, and you could totally contour with it. I'm not going to do it too heavily because I already have a bunch of crap on my face, but you could so totally contour with it. And not only that, a beautiful shade for brows, especially if you're a blonde. If you're a brunette, mix these 3 shades, brow color, great, cool toned. If you have dark black hair or something, this is like a charcoal black shade. It's not the blackest of blacks, but it's great for deepening up a look. It's great if you want a smoky eye without it being way too intense, and it is also great for your brows. I think I'm going to keep this palette in my kit because it's so versatile. Lastly, we have, because I was so loving the Makeup Revolution X Soph eyeshadow palette, I wanted to check out her highlight palette that she did with the Makeup Revolution. So she did a collab and she made these 2 palettes. And Soph, her name is Soph Does Nails on Instagram. You should follow her if you're into beauty. She is blonde and blue-eyed, so I totally understand why she would go for a palette like this, because this would look amazing on blue and green eyes. So I was impressed, and I wanted to see what kind of highlighter she did, because Makeup Revolution has a lot of highlight palettes, and I've never bought any of them because I'm kind of a highlight snob, and I have a lot of high-end highlighters that are probably never ever gonna hit pan. So I kind of I don't see the point of always just buying more. But this one spoke to me because I saw her use it in a video, and I was like, that looks kind of good. So I got it, and it was like £8, 85 Danish crowns, and that's like what, $10? $10 in the States? If they even carry Revolution. I think they do, because Tati, I always see her using it. Anywho, this is what it looks like. Now, this one is special because it has 2 different finishes and 8 different shades. So you have these 2 and these 2. You have 4 that are like a creamy, soft highlighter, which is, they're more like soft focus. They give you a glow, but it's not like so in your face. But they're beautiful, stunning, don't get me wrong. They do give a nice glow, but they're not as blingy, let me say that. They're more finely milled, which is great for people who have textures, people with wrinkles, people with acne scars or scarring in general or what have you. These more soft, finely milled ones are amazing for people who struggle with texture. Also, I would recommend, this is the type of highlighter you use on your nose. A lot of people love to highlight the tip of their nose. Sometimes it just looks ridiculous. I mean, that's my opinion. Anyways, you want to use something really soft if you want to do that, in my opinion. Beautiful on the as an inner corner highlight. Then you have these 4 shades that are more colorful. You have 2 that would work beautifully on deeper skin ladies, and then you have 2 like really iridescent pink and purple. Gorgeous. They're all really, really nice. And what I think is special about this palette is that you can really customize your highlight, because you have the 4 shades that are more intense, and then you have 4 shades that are more finely milled and more soft focus. So you can really totally customize what kind of a glow you want. And you know, if you're having a breakout, if you're having some texture issues, go for the softer ones. If you're going out and you just want like to glow to the gods, mix in some of the other ones. There's no detectable glitter. It's not chunky highlights, which I really enjoy, because chunky highlights just don't photograph really very well. And when you're working on models and you're working on shoots and stuff where people need to look like people, I would really avoid those blingy in your face highlighters. So all in all, this is the final verdict. The W7 on the Rocks palette gets an A-. The Makeup Revolution X Soph eyeshadow palette gets an A+. Definitely go get this for your friend if she has a birthday. It's an awesome gift. Get it for yourself. I mean, every time I see these, there are only like 1 left, so they must be pretty popular. Maybe I'm like the last person to discover these, I don't know. And then this one also, this one was the last one left in stock in the store where I live. So, I mean, she must be popular. I'm impressed. I like it. And honestly, when you're gonna go get an eyeshadow palette for 65 bucks from Anastasia or Bobbi Brown or like Kat Von D or whatever, just maybe wait and take a stroll through the drugstore section or the high street and just check out what they have, because making eyeshadow is not rocket science. And a lot of the cheap brands, they learn and they copy the expensive brands. So if you're just looking for something to look beautiful on your skin and your eyes, you really don't have to splurge. I mean, these 3 palettes cost less than 1 Anastasia palette, and that's saying something. And I'm normally a makeup snob, but these are so totally approved. I would put them in my kits any day. And if you have to splurge on anything, splurge on your foundations, splurge on stuff you put on your skin, your primer, your foundation, your skincare. Everything else, honestly, you can find great products at the drugstore for cheap. I even bought this bronzer today, which I think it's also from W7, Bronze Fever. It looks like this. This is like basically a dupe for MAC's Gold Deposit, if you guys know that one. I feel like this is such a J-Lo color. And it was 32 krona, which is like $4, $3, 3 pounds. I got a holographic lip gloss, because that's very in right now. Like the 90s and the 80s are so back. Keep your eyes out for cheap stuff. And if you're a makeup artist and you're building your kit and you don't want to splurge on every single item because you're not there yet, splurge on MAC Face and Body, splurge on Bobbi Brown foundation sticks, splurge on Armani Luminous Silk, splurge on foundations that photograph beautifully. And then build your kit with stuff like this from the drugstore. With that being said, this was the review. I hope that this works out, because it has been a day and now the sun went down. I don't have natural lighting, and I'm just crossing my fingers that this works out. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and tell me what you want to see, because I'm down for whatever. Have you ever
noticed how Chanel, every single fall, they come out with